All right, everybody. So, welcome back. It's been a while that we've been, it's been a while since we did this whiteboard series. So, I said, let's get our main man, Dr. Aditya Togi, back. This is the whiteboard series that we started, the Nakshatra Gurukul. Um, Nakshatra Gurukul is a refreshing, thought-provoking series of interviews that I do with researchers, scholars, students of Nakshatras, who come and present their original findings and teach us new ways of understanding and mastering the divine secrets of these lunar mansions. So Aditya is back again today. He wants to teach us about his Tikshna Nakshatras. He's been doing a series of Nakshatras which are Tikshna. So this is the last one from his Tikshna Nakshatra series, which is Jyeshtha Nakshatra. So welcome, Dr. Togi.
Hello, Dr. Pai. And as I always say, it's a fortunate to always come to my teacher's channel and talk about nakshatras. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for this golden opportunity, in fact.
It's always magical to have you, because that's when I learn the most about the astronomical side of these constellations. So it's always a pleasure to have you.
It's always fantastic to see the astronomy. Yeah, I completely agree. It's always fantastic to see the connection of astronomy and astrology both, and how well themes fit into each other. So that is, I'm also amazed, I should say.
So what do you got for us today?
So today I thought maybe I've done all Tikshna nakshatras like Mula and what is
Ashlesha, Mula.
Ashlesha. So the only remaining was Jyeshtha. Why not complete Jyeshtha Nakshatra, and then with that we will finish the Tikshna Nakshatras, and then we can go for other types of nakshatras too. So then I thought, okay, let's do Jyeshtha, which is the red star in the Scorpio, and talk about it. It's again very interesting, very bright star in Scorpio. It's called Alpha Scorpii. So that's how. So we will have Jyeshtha today for our.
So it's very similar to Rohini, the red star Rohini, and then you have Antares here.
Correct. Red star Rohini, and it's just opposite. Rohini opposite. The opposite of Rohini is Jyeshtha. Rohini comes for us, and 2 + 6 if you add, it's 8, which is Scorpio constellation. There we have Jyeshtha. So we have Rohini red shining on the opposite side, and here we have Jyeshtha, again red color in the Scorpio. And again, that's a beautiful concept. How I will explain in the coming slides how Scorpio and Orion are opposite to each other.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you can commence your presentation, Aditya. Yeah.
So Jyeshtha, the chief or the elder star, and I think I wish you everyone a happy Holi, and
very happy Holi to you as well, Aditya.
Oh, thanks, thank you very much. Yeah, because in our university we do celebrate Holi. They have a special Holi session where they can put colors and water and all.
So, and the Falguna month. This is the Falguna month.
Yeah, but they do it not now in April because now it's a little bit cold. So
okay.
Yeah, so Jyeshtha, it's also called the chief or the elder star, and it's one of the bright star, the primary star in the Scorpio constellation. So going back, this is the astronomy picture of the day, and in the background we can see the Milky Way, and these are the stars of Anuradha. This one is Jyeshtha, and then comes the tail region of the Scorpio, which is Mula. Last time we discussed about how Mula is close to the galactic center. So this is like galactic center here.
Right.
So Mula is very close to the galactic center, as we discussed in my last, I don't know, it was 3 months back almost. I saw that the date was something like the end of December we discussed Mula. So it's almost like 2.5 months. So just before Jyeshtha.
Yeah. Aditya, what is the bright star that you can see just above,
This one?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
This one may be a foreground star or something. I'm not sure about it. This may be a foreground star, or maybe definitely a bright star. here.
Right.
But this is Jyeshtha. This is the red one. So Jyeshtha is the red one. Antares, also called as Antares. So this is Anuradha, Jyeshtha, and Moola. So remember, when we put Moola, I discussed this part when Moola was already was put in Sagittarius constellation region, but Moola is some stars connected with Scorpio constellation. Jyeshtha is definitely your Scorpio, and then this is Anuradha, and I will talk about Anuradha whenever I do an Anuradha video. But today's main star is this Jyeshtha star, which is a single star, just one star. And it's a nice background of galaxy with many stars, and then these dark patches are the dust lanes, and which are obstructing the light from coming from the center of the galaxy. And that's why you can see a lot of red color here. This red color is basically because of the dust. All the other colors are like scattered. So it's only the red light, because red light is scattered the least, so you can see the red color. Again, red is again related to infrared, which is like Ketu for Moola. So that's why you have Moola. And then this Jyeshtha Lord is, of course, we'll see it. Some Lord is Mercury, and we'll come to that. So this is a nice astronomical picture of day showing you the Scorpio constellation against the dark background galaxy region. So this is our Scorpio constellation, and these are, some people associate Anuradha with the 3 lines which I've drawn like in the last slide, like this, but some make in this way, like really like the claws of the scorpion. And this is Antares. Antares is Jyeshtha, and it's exactly located at the neck region of the Scorpio animal. And if you see the body parts connected with Jyeshtha, it's also the right side of the trunk and the tongue region, because tongue is also red in color. So the color association with the color, a lot of Jyeshtha themes, you will see the red color theme coming in again and again. So tongue is also red color. So these are the 2 organs of the body which are connected with Jyeshtha, right side of the trunk and the tongue. Now, why I feel neck region also maybe, because if you consider this animal, Scorpio, it exactly falls in the neck or the chest region, around that region of the Scorpio. So maybe it may be possible we have to test this, which I have not yet done, but whether Jyeshtha natives, if they have any planets or malefics influencing, whether they have a problems associated with, like, say, heart attack or other issues, or in the neck region, or some fracture in the neck or spondylitis. So maybe I don't know, but because what I have seen is if those primary stars falls in what part of the body of the animal or human, whatever they assume in the zodiacal signs, that has got again linked to the body parts of natives too. So that may be an additional test to check. Now, let us do the planetary rulers of Jyeshtha. Now, if you have, I always do this. This is something new I just started. What I do is take any nakshatra, then see what is his Rashi Lord, Nakshatra Lord, and Navamsha Lord. Like, for example, Jyeshtha, the complete constellation or the nakshatra of Jyeshtha falls in Scorpio. Since it falls in Scorpio, the Rashi Lord becomes Mars. For Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3, Pada 4. It's Mars, because it's complete 4 Padas falls in Scorpio. The Nakshatra Lord of Jyeshtha is Mercury. So again, Mercury for all the 4 Padas. Now the Navamsha Lord, now Jyeshtha has again 4 Padas. So the first Pada of Jyeshtha will fall in Dhanu Navamsha. Dhanu Navamsha means the Lord is Jupiter. The second Pada of Jyeshtha will fall in Capricorn Navamsha, which is the ruler is Saturn. The third Pada will fall in Aquarius Navamsha, which is again the Lord is Saturn. And the fourth Pada falls in Pisces, the Lord is Jupiter. So that's why first Pada has got Rashi Lord Mars, Nakshatra Lord Mercury, Navamsha Lord Jupiter. And the Mars and Mercury remains the same because it's the same Rashi and same Nakshatra, but the Navamsha is Saturn because this is Capricorn. Again, this is Aquarius for third Pada. So it becomes Mars, Mercury, Saturn. And the fourth Pada is Pisces, so the Rashi Lord is again Mars and Nakshatra Lord is Mercury, but the Navamsha Lord becomes Jupiter. So what I want to say with the Rashi Lord and Nakshatra Lords here, we can see a lot of Mars energy, also Mercury energy, and a lot of Jupiter and Saturn energy. So the Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. Now, if I ask you to combine these energies, like what mixture you will get if you combine Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. Now, combine their qualities. Mars is like aggressive, dynamic, courageous, and Mercury is like logic, reasoning, analytical bent of mind. And with that, for these two planets, they get the support of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter again, knowledge. Saturn is again hard work, persistence, consistent, all those things, qualities of Saturn will be there. Jupiter, knowledge and all. So those flavors are added to this Mars and Mercury. So when you add those flavors, definitely you will see that I have a lot of scientific career, bent of scientific, because scientific career, logic comes in mind. I've seen a lot of scientists and having this Scorpio connection. So maybe because of this, a lot of scientists as well as engineers. Engineers mostly are seen again in Anuradha, because again, remember, what do scientists do? They take out the hidden knowledge. Hidden knowledge is again Scorpio. Scorpio Lord is again Mars, because Mars owns in the Kalpurush, Mars owns the first house and the eighth house. Eighth house is hidden knowledge, secret, occult, all those. So Mars is definitely a key planet for I think a lot of scientists, because what I've done, I have taken charts of many scientists and then try to see when they are born and what nakshatras and what planets are occupying which nakshatras, and definitely Scorpio is one of them which really comes out. So of course other factors too contribute, but what I'm saying is in more general way. So a lot of scientific bent, because the qualities of these planets and like Mars, Mercury, logic, reasoning, with additional support of Jupiter and Saturn, definitely makes a native excel in scientific career or scientific field. So that's one thing. So I think this is very good study to do. Like you take Nakshatra Lord, Rashi Lord, Nakshatra Lord, and Navamsha Lord, and then mix their qualities, and then try to fit in our normal world, like what happens, and then you can get some flavors of it. So you can do that. Like if you go in Shatabisha, the Nakshatra Lord becomes Rahu there. And then the Rahu energy will be more, and how it helps. So sometimes if I do Shatabisha video, I will talk about it. But it's nice to make like a table with 3 columns: Rashi, Nakshatra, and Navamsha, and all 108 padas, and try to see what patterns you will get. Okay, now we had this Pi Paddhati discussions a few days back. I thought let us invoke the Pi Paddhati thing here for Jyeshtha Nakshatra and try to see what qualities we will get. So Jyeshtha Nakshatra, the Lord is Mercury. Now, if you put the soul cycle, because it is the 18th nakshatra, 18th nakshatra means it comes under soul cycle 6, because 6 times 3 is 18. So there will be 3 nakshatras in this 18. And what are the 3 nakshatras? Vishaka, Anuradha, and Jyeshtha. They will form the soul cycle 6. These 3 nakshatras: Vishaka, Anuradha, Jyeshtha. Now tell me, what is 6? 6 is what? 6th house. Debt, diseases, and also service oriented people. So these people are like engineers, or Anuradha, as I said, it was engineers. Jyeshtha like scientists. What they do, they give service back to the society. You can't see they are like an entrepreneur or something in any field. They will be working under some institute or some university or something, and then doing their research. So it's like giving service basically. So it's not like they are the head of some institution and all. So it's like mostly like service oriented, because they fall under soul cycle 6. If you take the Rashi Pada cycle, it will be 6, 7, 8, and 9. So again, all these houses concepts will again play into picture. For if we are going one depth lower, I think if people should see the Pi Paddhati video so that they can understand what is the soul cycle, Rashi Pada cycle and all. And now, the Nakshatra Lord is Mercury. Now, if you put Jyeshtha in the ascendant, Mercury, there are two signs which Mercury rules. One is Virgo and other is Gemini. And the own house will be falling in 8 and 11. Like if you have Jyeshtha as in the ascendant, your 8th house will be occupied by Gemini, and your 11th house will be occupied by Virgo. So again, the own house of the nakshatra becomes 8 and 11. The Mool Trikona, again, the Mercury's Mool Trikona is Virgo, so it is again 11th house. Mercury exiles at Virgo, so again 11th house. Mercury debilitates in the Pisces sign, so that becomes 5th house debilitation. Okay, so the soul cycle is 6, Rashi Pada is 6, 7, 8, 9, own house is 8, 11, Mool Trikona exaltation is 11, debilitation is 5. Now what you can see. So definitely Jyeshtha Pada 1 is like 6, 6, 6, 8, 11 and 5. 5 is the debilitation and 8, 11 is Mool Trikona and exaltation. 6 is the soul cycle and these are Rashi Pada 6, 7, 8, 9 other Rashi Pada. So accordingly Jyeshtha 1, 2, 3, Jyeshtha Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3 and Pada 4. So what we can say is, of course, they are service oriented. Now depending upon Padas, depends which house will be 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 house will be dominant. Again, 8th house, again own house, 8th house, again I said because of the occult, because of the knowledge, secret knowledge, hidden knowledge, they have to they have to give to the masses. So again, maybe a scientific thing coming up there. And the 11th house is also what? House of gains, house of big institutes, house of like working place, a big working place. So like maybe again scientists and all, they work at some big research institutes, have collaborations and all. So again 11th house concepts you can see the gain from their work. So 6, 7, 8, 11. But you can see the debilitation as 5th house. Now you can say that, oh, the scientists, 5th house is like creativity, they should be very creative. But again, the Jiva Karaka may be affected for them. Okay, they are, of course, scientists need to be very creative and all, but then the Jiva Karaka will be a problematic. Like if we all know, we all tease scientists, their family life, their wife and all will be like very unhappy and all. We always say that. Because 5th is also say romance, romantic relationships and all. So that can be an issue. Children can be an issue for them. So I feel for the scientist and all, it's not only scientists, I've seen many people, but I work on scientific field, so I'm like a little bit inclined towards them. But the family or the children will be problematic. So they will get Ajiva Karaka concept of 5th house will be good for them, but Jiva Karaka maybe not. It may not be for scientists, but if it's all for normal layman, it may be the opposite too. Who knows? But definitely the house of 6, 8, 11. Forget about the Rashi Pada, but 6, 8, 11 is important. 6, 8, 11. When you just combine this 6, 8, 11, service, research, and gains, big institutes. So you can combine this. And the 5th house debilitation. Yeah.
Another thing, Aditya, what you can also look is 6 is also the number. The 6th house is also seen for domesticated animals.
Veterinary doctors maybe.
Veterinary, yeah. And 11th house is Bhavat Bhavam principle, 6th from 6th.
Okay. Yes.
So maybe gains from animals. They could also have a pet store. Some of them.
Oh yeah.
They could earn from, because it's 11th house, right?
11th house. True.
That could be one of the potential possibilities. One.
Maybe, I don't know natives. I don't know any natives with pet store, but yeah, that can be. That just fits well. Yeah. And remember, I will talk about this. Opposite of Jyeshtha is again Orion. Orion is an hunter related to animals and all. So I'm understanding.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So the Jyeshtha tree is called the red silk cotton tree. Now red color is very analogous to the star Antares. Antares is a bright red color. And again, the tree associated with Jyeshtha is also red silk cotton tree. So again, the red color is like, we can clearly see why red silk cotton tree has to be the tree for Jyeshtha. Purely based on color, you can say that, okay, it's because of the Antares color, it is given, this tree is given to Jyeshtha. If you see Jyeshtha characteristics, like foundation above is to attack, foundation below is to defend. So you can see a lot of concept of fights. Now, it's not always bad, like attacking and defending. It may be like defending. Of course, it's like you need to defend and all. So it's not, fighting can be like fight, like we also saw Mahabharata war, but that was a fight for the good cause of humanity to establish dharma, basically. So fights need not be always be bad. Fights can be good too. I think we are recording this, correct, Dr. Pai?
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah.
Okay, just. And the desire for this nakshatra is to gain supremacy among the gods. And I will tell you why. Because the Lord of, connect this with the Lord of the nakshatra, which I'll talk who is the Lord and all. Then you can see the point of connecting, gain supremacy among the gods. The Shakti is Arohan Shakti, the power to rise above perils and to conquer the subconscious, or the power to rise, overcome, conquer, and gain courage in battle. Again, battle and rising above the perils and conquering the subconscious. So it's again the fights and then winning over the fights. That's the Shakti of this Arohana Shakti. Result of Shakti, basis and desire is to become one becomes hero. So that's the result. So in all these concepts, what we see is some concept of fight, conquering, battle. All those concepts will be there. So now we come to the meaning and the deity of nakshatra. So Jyeshtha, the word itself comes from the root word is Jyesht. Jyeshtha is Jyesht. Jyesht means eldest in Sanskrit, Jyesht. And the deity, of course, has to be eldest of the gods in Indra, because Indra is the Devaraj, Devonka Raja, correct? The king of the gods. Devonka Raja. So it's like Indra. So Indra is the deity of this nakshatra. That's why you see this, the gain supremacy among the gods is the desire of this nakshatra. And Jyesht comes from the word Jyesht, and of course remember when we talk about Jyesht, there's also a month named Jyesht in the Indian calendar. Now what is Jyesht? Because I think I don't know whether I've explained this, because if the full moons it depends upon the month name in Indian calendar is given according to the nakshatra where the full moon is placed. So you can see the importance of nakshatra, how important the nakshatras were. All the Hindu months are given the names coming from the nakshatras. Like if you have now today we should definitely talk, because it's a holy, it's a Falguni. So today is a full moon day. Today or tomorrow maybe, just very nearby. So in this month, right now, today or tomorrow, we will have a full moon near Falguni, Purva Falguni or Uttara Falguni. So this month is called Falgun. In the next month, what will happen? The full moon will occupy in Chitra. So the month name is Chaitra. Then the full moon will happen in Vishaka Nakshatra. Then that's why the name is given as Vaishak. Then the full moon comes in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. So the month is Jyesht. Then the full moon goes to Uttarashada, Purvashada and Uttarashada. So the month name is Ashad. Then the full moon occurs in Shravana. So the month name is Shravan. Then the full moon happens in Purva Bhadrapada or Uttar Bhadrapada. So the name is Bhadrapad. Then the full moon occurs in Ashwini. So the month name is Ashwin. After that, the full moon will happen in Kritika. So the month name is Kartik. Then the full moon happens in Mrigashira. So the month name is Margashirsh. And then it happens in Pushya. So the month is Paush. Then it happens in Magha. So it is Mag. And again back to Falgun. So you can see the 12 months how it is. So Jyeshtha. So that's why the month name is Jyeshtha. And I see even in Malayalam, they call elderly people something like Cheta. Now Cheta, because when I was learning languages, one of my Bengali teachers, she was telling me, the Cheta, the word comes from Jyeshtha, because they will call Cheta to some elderly brother or some. That is because from Jyesht became Cheta. Chest, maybe Cheta. So Cheta they call. So that's the Cheta which they call Malayalis call is coming from the root word is Jyesht.
Is it also called as Ketta in Tamil?
Ketta is Mulai. Ketta is Mulai.
Okay, Mulai. Okay.
Ketta. Yeah, but very close to. Jyeshtha Ketta.
Ketta.
But I feel like when they call elderly like Cheta, then elderly is like Jyeshtha. So that's why I clubbed it. I don't know. Maybe I think someone told me that. I don't know whether how much true it is, but it makes sense. Like Jyeshtha and Jyeshtha means Jyesht, elder, eldest. So that makes I can see the possible connection. Okay. Now comes us to, as we saw about Indra, and we will talk about the story of Vritrasura. And it was said that this Asur, Vritrasura, was again creating a havoc for gods. And he had a boon that he was like, to kill him was very difficult. And so this Indra goes to sage Dadich. And it is said that only with the skeleton of Dadich, with the bones of the Dadich, this demon could be slayed. And Dadich is like a great Maharishi. And then the Indra with other gods go and pleads Dadich, saying that, okay, we need your skeleton, we need your bone, basically, to kill this Vritrasura. And Dadich, being very selfless, he just gives up his body so that they can take the sage Dadich's skeleton, and then probably can kill Vritrasura. Again, so that's it. I think in the Indra's Vraja, correct? I think it's like
Vajra.
I think it's made up of Dadich.
Bones, the bones of Dadichi.
If you see that Indra's Vajra, it's shaped like that, like a spinal cord and all the bones, basically. So that's what you see actually, and that's you can see in this picture. This is the Vajra, and how he killed Vritrasura. Now, what is the concept again? Because we saw the concept is to fight and to win over the battle. It's exactly that's the concept we are seeing here, like how Indra is fighting with Vritrasura and attacking him, and then probably slaying him down. So again, of course, we said the fights is not always bad. Fight can be good. It's because Indra is also the protector and the king of gods. So Jyeshtha, definitely, as we said, it's like a Jyesht, a big brother or elder brother or sister. It's like taking care of their siblings, maybe taking care of their subjects. A Jyeshtha boss can be very good in maybe a office manager, a boss, where he's taking care of his people. So that can also be seen. Of course, he has to go through a lot of fights, and fights means not personal fight, really fighting, but fightings with higher authorities and other things too. We know how difficult it is in corporate world and all. So that maybe the concept of Jyeshtha maybe can be that, where he can take away and he can protect his subjects, can be a leader and fighting for his subjects, just like Indra. Being just Indra and king is good, but also lots of responsibilities on someone's shoulder. Then we come to the symbol, the circular amulet or the umbrella. Now this symbol of Jyeshtha is also called as umbrella or the circular amulet. We see in many Indian, like in village gram panchayat and all, whenever the panchayat goes, someone will be carrying an umbrella. And umbrella is considered to be like for umbrella is like for some people who are like having a higher authority, that shows the elderly quality of that person. May not be just elderly quality due to age, but it can be also due to experience, or like the panchayat head and all. He may be young panchayat, but the status is given for elder.
Based on their position also.
Based on their positions, exactly. And again, umbrella, circular amulet. So it's like, for example, this marriages, you have this bridegroom, someone is carrying umbrella for him. A lot of South Indian marriages, I have seen this happening. I think even in my community, it's like there will be like a piece of cloth, maybe like maybe like the size of like 3 meters, and then we'll keep umbrella inside, and the bridegroom goes through there wherever he walks. I remember I used to do for my uncles a long time back when they used to get married. It was like fun to carry. I also get some importance, correct? Going behind them. So you see, I also get importance. So that means carrying an umbrella, you also get because when someone sees the panchayat, someone will definitely see you also carrying the umbrella. Again, when I see with umbrella concept, just it came in my mind. Umbrella is again related to Rahu, because it protects you from the sun rays. Rahu is very comfortable with Mercury's nakshatra, like Mercury and Venus. Again, Jyeshtha is a Mercury nakshatra, and that's why the umbrella concept, the Rahu element, we can see here. Why? Because umbrella is connected to Rahu, because it protects us from the sun, it blocks the sun, so that's why umbrella can be connected to Rahu, and Rahu feels comfortable with Mercury and Venus. So that's why the symbol of Jyeshtha, which is a nakshatra of Mercury, you can see the concept of umbrella coming in. And the bridegroom is what? Bridegroom is nothing but the most important person of the marriage. He's the Indra of the marriage. So it's like, again, showing the Indra quality and the main person for the marriage associated with umbrella. That's how I relate Jyeshtha with this. So that's like a nice theme. It's interesting. I think only after this, when I was doing this video, I came to know the concept of like holding this umbrella in during marriages. Okay, let's come to Jyeshtha themes. The Purushartha is Artha, because again, it can associate it with the quality of Indra, which is king, and he has got royalty. So the Purushartha is very much Artha. Gana is Rakshas Gana. Now, whenever I say Rakshas, doesn't mean bad. It is like, because we have Manushya, Deva, and Rakshas. It's like, Rakshas can be good, because then they are like, they have certain desires, and then their main objective in their life will be to satisfy those desires. It can be any desire, like having a career in somewhere. Like it can be anything. So it's like, just Rakshas doesn't mean that it has to be very like very horrible or something not good. It's just that their main goal is like they have certain desires, and then the major part of their life is spent in attaining that. Trimurti is Shiva principle, and animal is male deer, and bird is Brahmani duck. Okay, and again, remember deer, Mrigashira, it's opposite. Jyeshtha is opposite to Mriga, and we'll see in future, like in the coming slides, how well it fits this concept. Again, the deer concept is fitting here. Opposite to Jyeshtha is Mrigashira Nakshatra. Mrigashira is deer, and the animal of Jyeshtha is also male deer. Now coming to some astronomy concepts. What is Jyeshtha? Now Jyeshtha is, as I said, is Antares. Now this is a very huge star. Like you can see the sun, I think here, the small dot is our sun. Remember, Earth is nothing in front of sun. Earth is about maybe 6,000 and in radius, and sun is about 700,000. So it's like 100 times, sun is 100 times bigger than Earth. But in this picture, the sun you can't even see. It's like a small dot. So imagine Earth, definitely if I put Earth in this scale, you can't even notice Earth. Then comes Sirius star, a little slightly bigger. This is Pollux. Pollux is Castor, and Pollux is Gemini stars, Punarvasu. Arcturus is Swati. Rigel is one of the star in Orion constellation. But not Ardra. Ardra is Betelgeuse. So Rigel is one of the star in Orion. Aldebaran is Rohini. Betelgeuse is Ardra. And Antares is our Jyeshtha. So you can see the size of Antares with respect to all other stars. Like sun is nothing compared to Antares. Absolutely nothing. Now again, associate the star concept, eldest star, the biggest star, it's like the eldest star, it's like the Indra of the star, probably in size, definitely. So that's the key thing here. Like I want to show the size and how it is so big and huge, elderly compared to the size of the stars too. And again, here is showing the sun, just a dot. It's like a 700,000 kilometer, which is just 0.7 million kilometers, the radius of the sun. Arcturus is Swati. Swati is just 20 million kilometer in size. And this is a huge Antares. This entire thing is Antares. And if it said that if you keep Antares at the position of the sun, the radius will go beyond the orbit of Mars. So it's like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and beyond that, that will be the size of the Antares compared to Sun. So it's a huge star. That's why it's also called red giant. That's why the giant, huge. 300 million kilometer. That is the radius. Sun radius is 0.7. And this radius is 300 million. So it's like nothing. 300, more than 300 times bigger than Sun. And Mars from Sun, the distance of Mars from Sun is only 227 million kilometers. So you can see, like, this is like 300 from the center to the outer, and orbit of Mars will be inside the star. Because it's like a red giant phase. Correct? Red giant is when the stars finish the hydrogen, they swell. That's what same thing will happen to our sun also. It will swell. And when it will swell, it is said that it will go beyond the orbit of Mars. So this stage is
very similar thing.
Very similar.
Okay, so it will be just like a big giant, like Antares.
Yes. It will become giant, and then it will become a white dwarf. Finally, all these outer envelopes will go away in the ISM, interstellar medium, and only the core will be remaining, and that will be a white dwarf. So white dwarf is the next stage for this. Depending, if its star is too heavy, it becomes a black hole. If the star is less than 1.5 solar mass with the core is less than 1.5 solar mass, it becomes a white dwarf. So that's what Chandrasekhar, Subramaniam Chandrasekhar gave this concept. That's the white dwarf limit, Chandrasekhar limit. That's what he proved, and he got a Nobel Prize for that. Where he told that if the star mass is above 1.5 solar mass, it goes to black hole or neutron star phase. But if the star mass is less than 1.44 to be precise, solar mass, it becomes a white dwarf. So let us talk about some of the qualities of the star. Antares is at the heart of the Orion. Why I wrote Orion? It should be Scorpio probably here. Yeah, it should be Scorpio. Sorry for that. It should be Scorpio. It is one of the brightest star. So you can see the 15th brightest star in the night sky. And most evolved star of the nearest OB association. Now, what is this OB association? There are many stars actually. Maybe in Anuradha video, I may give this information. But there are many stars forming near Antares region. Now, Antares is very close to Jyeshtha. So this is one of they say that this Jyeshtha can be a star associated with that complex of the group which is forming star. And as I said, this is much evolved star, like it has finished its hydrogen, that's why it has expanded. So it is most evolved star of the nearest OB association. That's why it is called further evolved star. So again, it's like Indra, correct? Indra is the most evolved god of the among the gods. So this is like most evolved star. Temperature is 3400 Kelvin. See what happens when the star expands, it cools down. So similarly, when the temperature of our sun is 5,700, around 6,000 Kelvin, 5.5 to 6,000 Kelvin. It is 5,700 Kelvin. So that's why that's the temperature of our sun. But when the sun expands, when it finishes its hydrogen, it will collapse and then it will start burning helium and then it will expand. When it expands, it will cool down. It will cool down, so you have a temperature 3000. It will become less. So that's why the star is got temperature less than the temperature is less than the sun's temperature. The radius is of course huge, as we saw. It's like 883 times the radius of the sun. Luminosity, the energy which it radiates, is 57,500 times more the energy given by the. So L sun is this L and dot is basically luminosity of the sun. This is energy given by the sun, energy per second. So it's the output. This is around 57,000 times more energy is given out by Antares than compared to sun. The mass is about 12.5 solar masses. So it's 12.5 times more heavier than sun. So I just thought to be, this is slightly going to more of astronomy, but I thought why not talk about astronomy too. So this tells you about the color and the temperature of the star. So whenever you must have seen gone to a blacksmith and all, you must have seen how he heats the iron rod. First, when he places the iron rod, he heats it. What happens? The iron rod starts glowing in red color first, when the temperature is little bit lower. Just it's like rising. It's hot definitely compared to normal outside temperature, but the first thing is in red color. Then if you heat more and more, it becomes orange, it becomes yellow, and then white, and then blue. So generally red color is cooler stars. So when you see that, this can be there can be nice quantum mechanical, you can show the relationship between temperature and the wavelength, because see, color is basically wavelength. Red color is given to the coolest star. Blue color is the hot star. So there is a concept of lambda, the wavelength and the temperature. Lesser the wavelength, temperature will be high. Lesser the wavelength means you are going in the blue color, and the temperature increases. So whenever you see today, you go out and see stars, maybe in the sky, you will see some stars are white, some stars are yellow, some stars are red, some stars are orange. Definitely, if you come to Antares, you can see how red the star is. No doubt, our sun is yellow star, so you can see that. And if you go to like I think Spica and all, they look more like white or bluish. Spica is Chitra. So what does this say? So you can associate the temperature. Like if it is red, the temperature is about 3.5 to 2000 Kelvin. If it is orange, it is little bit higher, around 4000 Kelvin, 5000 Kelvin. Sun is, like as I told, it's 5700 Kelvin. So it's between, the yellow stars are between 5000 and 6000. The white stars, Lyra is again associated with Abhijit, which we were discussing few days back, Dr. Pai. So Lyra is Abhijit, so that is like around 10,000 Kelvin, around that range. And Spica, Virgo, Why Virgo is Chitra again. Spica is Chitra. That is much hotter star, 11,000. It's like around 20,000, 30,000 Kelvin. So it's like way hot. So you can associate it. Just see, that's what you have to see, blacksmith. Just see the blacksmith heating the iron, and then you can get the concept of the star's color. You can clearly, when you heat the iron, it starts with red color, and then it progresses red to orange to yellow, and then to finally bluish and white. And bluish, people think that red is very hot. No, it's opposite. Red is very cold, and blue is very hot. Remember, blue is associated with the ultraviolet. Blue is associated with Rahu. Red, it's associated with Ketu. So this is like Ketu to Rahu, if you go in this way.
And can you actually say that the blue color ones are ones which are relatively new stars? The ones which are red will be relatively older stars.
That's true. Relative young stars are blue in color, and old stars are basically red in color. Yeah, that's true. That's why we call, if you see a galaxy, if the galaxy is more redder wavelength, then we say that, oh, there may be the galaxy is old, because there are stars are already old. That's true. Oh, you are learning astronomy, Dr. Pai. This is key concept. This is a key concept.
I'm learning it from you, Aditya. So thanks for.
No, but you made a nice connection. No, that's the point. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, when you see like a normal galaxy forming stars, those will have a lot of blue color. And then you can say, when you get a lot of blue color, you can say there are a lot of star formation occurring in that galaxy. And when you see a lot of red color, then you can say, okay, the galaxy has stopped producing stars. So that's why we call red and dead galaxies, and blue and young, red and dead. Blue and young, red and dead. So that's how you can associate. Because when stars are formed, you can see a lot of emission even in ultraviolet and other, because it has to be. Because when you see a protostar, like proto is like when star is being formed, the gas cloud is accreted. When the gas cloud is accreted, the gas is accretion. Accretion happens, they take the gas, and then the star is formed. Because of the accretion, there is a lot of UV rays given out. So that's in the bluer part region of the spectrum. UV is in the blue part. It's the wavelength of UV is lesser than the blue. Of course, you cannot see it because it's beyond the visible spectrum. So a lot of blue color is like new stars. True.
And connection with the blue stars would be more connected to Rahu. I mean, because it's
Yes.
UV radiation.
Correct.
The red ones would be more like Ketu.
Correct. So that's why, you know, when you say Rahu, Rahu is what? The element why we are born. So again, you can fit that concept. Ketu is moksha. Red is what? You're giving out. Now you are done with your lives, giving out moksha. Moksha karaka. You're finished your path. Sorry, this slightly we got deviated from our astrology concept, but I thought why not introduce and then connect it. Okay. Now I want to show some of the concepts, as I told, for Scorpio and Jyeshtha and Taurus. And here is a zodiacal belt with all constellations. You can see Leo. Here is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Then this is Virgo. I cannot see the Libra. Libra will be somewhere hidden here. And then Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So exactly opposite, like the Scorpio, we have this region of Taurus. You know, like the Jyeshtha is here. Connect Jyeshtha to the sun, and if you connect Jyeshtha to the sun and extend the line to the other side, you will land in Scorpio, Taurus. So Taurus, even of course, now we see Taurus is number 2nd in Zodiacal. Jyeshtha, Scorpio is 8, so 2 plus 6 again 8. So Taurus lies opposite to Scorpio. Not only that, a lot of themes, astrological themes of Taurus and Scorpio, if you see, it's very opposite. And we will see, we will in the coming slides how much opposite and what all. So astronomically, they are like in the opposite part. And let us go to the Greek myth, and then we'll again come back to astronomy. Like Orion, like one of the Greek myth is like Orion boasted to kill every animal because Orion is a hunter. So he goes to this Artemis and Leto, and he says he's going to kill all the animal on Earth. Now hearing those words, now Artemis and Leto got very scared, saying that okay, anyway, if Orion goes and kills, then that will be a problem. There will be no animals on Earth. So they send a scorpion against Orion, and that scorpion was supposed to kill Orion. And that Scorpio is our Scorpio constellation, and Orion is, even though Orion falls in the part of Taurus constellation around. So because Orion is Mrigashira, half Mrigashira falls in Taurus and other half falls in Gemini part, so around that region. So you can see the opposite nature. Now Scorpion went and then he kills Orion. So that's the story. Another story is Artemis likes Orion, and Artemis is the brother, Apollo, who is the brother of Artemis, hates that, and he sends Scorpion against Orion, and it is said that Scorpion killed Orion. So the concept is basically is fighting and then killing Orion, opposite of Orion, anti to Orion. So with just these words, this mythological story, what are the key words that we can get from for Jyeshtha? It's like the fight, the protection, and the love affairs. Fights, of course, fighting with or Scorpion and Orion fight, and that can be love because Artemis was loving, and Apollo, her brother, didn't like it, and then he sent Scorpio to kill Orion. So again, fights. Connect this against the story with Indra, the fighting concept, the protection, fighting, and other things. But now here in the Greek mythology, he goes and fights with Orion. Why? Because Orion had a very, a self-ego of killing all the animals on Earth. So it's like So Scorpion goes and kills. So it's like the protection of the earthly creatures. So even though he's fighting for the earthly creatures. So you can see the protective element of Jyeshtha natives. And of course, love affairs because he was liking Artemis, and then his brother sends a Scorpion. So there's a plot made. So these people may be like having a plot made by someone else and then falling into that. Can be from that story we can extract. Now coming back to astronomy here. Again, as we saw this concept of fighting and how Scorpio goes and wants to kill Orion. In astronomy too, as it is opposite nakshatra, now in the winter time, you will see the Scorpio constellation. Not Scorpio, you will see the Mrigashira constellation entire night. Now why? Because what happens, sun during winter time is in Orion, not Orion. Sun in winter time is in Scorpio. Like in the around the month of December or so, sun is in Scorpio around December month. When the sun is in Scorpio, opposite to Scorpio is Orion. Astronomically, they are placed. So the Orion is visible entire night in during summertime. 6 months later, 6 months later is around May or June, December to June or November. So around May or June, you can see, especially May in India. I've seen this whenever just go on terrace in the month of May, you can see a beautiful Orion constellation, or not Orion, Scorpio constellation. The entire night, it becomes opposite. Why? Because during the month of June, sun comes in Orion. When the sun comes in Orion, opposite is Scorpio.
Yeah, Jyeshtha.
Jyeshtha. So you can see the Jyeshtha. And he said that during other times of the year, when Orion will rise, Jyeshtha will, Scorpio will set, because it's opposite.
Correct.
So because they are anti,
Yeah.
Orion and Scorpio are fighting. So it's like Orion is running away from Scorpio maybe. So that's why Orion and Scorpio are anti. It's like six rashis apart. So definitely one rises, other sets. Other rises, other one set. These are astronomical concepts. Let us see astrologically how opposite it is. If you see the themes of Mrigashira, now I compare Mrigashira with Anuradha and Jyeshtha. The deity of Mrigashira is moon. Now remember, moon debilitates in Scorpio. You can again see the pattern there. Moon debilitates in Scorpio.
Very true. Yeah.
And Anuradha and Jyeshtha, if you take, Anuradha Lord is Mitra, Jyeshtha Lord is Indra. Mitra is sun. Mitra is sun, Mrigashira Lord is moon, sun and moon. Of course, not opposite, but I'm just saying the two opposite luminaries. One is heat, one is cold. In that way, opposite, I'm saying. So that is deity. Planet, Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. Anuradha is ruled by Saturn, Jyeshtha is ruled by Mercury. Mars is enemy to Saturn. Mars is also enemy to Mercury. Again, so you can see the opposite concept of enemy planets associated with Mrigashira and Anuradha. The Purushartha of Mrigashira is Moksha. Purushartha of Anuradha is Dharma and Jyeshtha is Ardra. So again, Moksha and Dharmartha, it's again opposite qualities. Dharmartha is opposite of Moksha. The Gana of Mrigashira is Devagana. But Anuradha and Jyeshtha is, and for Anuradha it is Deva and Jyeshtha is Rakshas. So again, Rakshas and Dev. Varna is farmer for Mrigashira. Anuradha it's farmer and Jyeshtha is Shudra. Again, farmer with Shudra. Farmer is who? Farmer has got his own land. Shudra is like worker, working in somebody else's farm. So in that concept, I feel that they are opposite. The Trimurti principle of Mrigashira is Vishnu, while Anuradha it is Vishnu and Jyeshtha is Shiva. Who is Vishnu? Vishnu is basically one who preserves. Who is Shiva? One who destroys. Preservation and destruction, opposite. The element of Mrigashira is earth. Element of Anuradha is Agni, Jyeshtha is Vayu. Agni scorches earth. So again, earth and Agni. Again, remember, Agni and Vayu can be good, because when you see, if you have a fire and if you have a Vayu, then Agni will spread out. Correct? Fire, wind will make fire to spread out. So Agni and Vayu are.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So that's how they combine Agni. But Agni is Agni and earth element doesn't go well. So Agni scorches earth. If you see the animal for Mrigashira, it's female serpent. For Anuradha and Jyeshtha, it was female deer, and Jyeshtha it's male deer. So I was thinking, if you see just animal, there is no opposite. But then what I did, I went to bird. Mrigashira is hen, Anuradha and is peacock, while Jyeshtha is duck. So again, when I saw peacock and serpent, then I could connect it. Female serpent and peacock. Again, when I saw just animal, it was like no connection. I said deer and serpent is like, that's fine. But when it
peacock and serpent
are enemies. Yeah. So that's how I fit. Okay, now coming to it's a Gandamula Nakshatra too. Like we know, it's a there are three types of Gandamula, so Gandanta, Matru, and Pitru. Now, what are those? One is basically in the junction of Revati and Ashwini. There's one Gandanta point. The other Gandanta point happens between Ashlesha and Magha. And the third Gandanta point is between Jyeshtha and Mula. So Jyeshtha, especially the last degree of Jyeshtha and the first degree of Mula, can be Gandanta. Right now, the Sun is in Gandanta point. Sun just traveled into Mula on the month of January, end of January, and I'll see what happened. So you must have seen how the things which happened last year, which I will talk about it, and what was the effects of Saturn in Jyeshtha, or maybe in the coming slides. But let's talk about Ganda Mula. So the first one is So Gandanta, second one is Matru Gandanta, third is called as Pitru Gandanta. So maybe Jyeshtha natives who are falling to the Gandanta point around 30 degree of Scorpio, maybe 29 degree of Scorpio or first degree, between 29 degrees of Scorpio and first degree of Mula, especially those natives. Maybe they should try, I don't know, maybe that's called Pitru Gandanta. So maybe the father may have problems during the time of birth, maybe when the child is being born. I've seen, especially, I know a native born in a Mula first degree, very close to Gandanta, again, same Gandanta, Pitru Gandanta. When he was born, the father was having a tough time with his business and with his career at that time. At that time, it's the current time. Right now, also, he's going through that. But so you can say, natives born in this, maybe at that time, father may be having a problem. Maybe with career, maybe with health, can be something.
Can you also say father was traveling or something?
Father was traveling because, again, ninth house, correct? Yeah. So in this case, the father was there, not traveling, but serious issues going on, work with jobs, and of course, all those job and having a tough time. So right now also he's going through. So I hope he recovers, but let's see. So maybe. So Gandanta point. Now what is Gandanta point? Now Gandanta is basically all this going from Pisces to Aries, or going from Ashlesha to Magha, or going from Jyeshtha to Mula. It's all going from water sign to a fire sign. Oh, this concept, this water is what? Water is your past. This we were explaining. Now see, we were talking Pai Paddhati. I was talking to Sandeep maybe a couple of days back. Soul cycle. You take nine nakshatras as one soul cycle. So the 4 rashis come in, the first 3 soul cycle will have 9 nakshatras. Forget about nakshatras and all. Just take, we will divide the zodiacal belt into 3 parts. Aries to Cancer, Leo to Scorpio, Sagittarius to Pisces. Just take Aries to Cancer. Aries comes under which sign? Fire sign. Taurus is Earth. Then comes Gemini, which is Vayu. And then comes Pisces, Cancer, which is water. So this is fire, earth, air, and then water. So that's the series. And you can do the same thing for Leo to Scorpio and Sagittarius to Pisces. So now think how we are born. We are born in a womb of our mother, where you have embryonic fluid. It's the water element first. Embryonic fluid. Then you come out. The baby comes out. Then he breathes. He takes in air. So then the concept of air comes in. Right? The first is taking air, oxygen from the atmosphere, basically from the atmosphere, directly from the atmosphere. That's the air concept. Then the baby grows. He grows. He eats. What he eats, he may be eating plants and animals for his life, coming from the earth, sustaining on earth. Earthly elements, earning, everything, artha, all those things comes in. Finally, he dies. And when he dies, we are cremated, correct? We are given to the fire. So the concept of human life, if you see, is like just the opposite, coming from water to fire. Starting with embryonic fluid, then taking the air. We take the air from the first day, from the first minute to the last minute. When the air is gone, definitely we are also gone. Like if we don't take oxygen, we are also gone. So the air concept is always there. And then we take all elements of nature and we grow, and then we, whatever 60 years, 70 years we live, whatever span of life, we grow, we take then the concept of earth comes, and then we're given to fire. So it's like water is the past, fire is the future.
Beautiful.
And it's beautiful, like how the human life goes like.
Yeah, the evolution of human life, or the life cycle.
Correct.
It's beautifully explained. Yeah.
So that's why water is past and fire is future. So it's like that's why I connect water with past, fire as future. So these are like so what is the Gandanta point is connecting with between the past and the future. So that's the present point. Correct. So these ladies will be like they are in the present moment. So they are not they are misunderstood by many. That's what as we were discussing.
Correct.
Because most of us either we think about future or we think about our past. Like I always think about past. That's my okay, I will be always revealing, okay, I done this, and it's like, okay, fine, you have done that, now what next? I don't think much of future, but we either most of us live in past or in future.
So ideally you should be living in the present.
Ideally you should be living in the present, yeah, but that doesn't happen anyhow. Yeah, so this is like so that's why this native life will be like very tough life, or you can say their concepts are clear, but they live in the present, which is true, but they may not be understood by many because that they are having this Gandanta point. They're going from past to future. But that was nice to see how do this Aries to Cancer. But I was thinking, like, why we have a human life like opposite, and the nakshatra, the rashis are like given in the opposite way. Like the first comes the fire sign, then comes the earth. So it's like opposite. I don't know why it has been, but so you have to see both,
Correct.
The other way, and the cyclic and the anti
counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, yeah, clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay, now we will see some charts of some natives. Now here I have taken Albert Einstein charts, and he has got moon in Jyeshtha, 22 degree 22 minutes. Oh, 22 degree and 22 minutes. So that's nice. Moon in Jyeshtha. Now if you say 22 degree, it is like Jyeshtha Pada 2 maybe. Yeah. So yeah, Jyeshtha Pada 2, I guess. What is, as I told you, scientists definitely. So
Mars and Mercury.
Mars and Mercury, definitely, no doubt on. I think no one can doubt that Einstein was the brain of Einstein did definitely amazing. Not only that, so that's one of the concepts which I was saying about many scientists are being born in having this sign. Now, when I say this sign, this can be moon can be placed, or they can have ascendant, or they can have other planets, prominent planets sitting there. So all those things come. But for Einstein, it is the moon. Not only that, but you also see he has got Ardra. First of all, he's like an Ardra born. I don't think he's ascendant degree, but he's also Ardra, I guess. And he has got in 8th house Rahu, an exalted Mars. Rahu and exalted Mars in the 8th house. 8th house is again hidden knowledge, deep secrets, and all those. So he could be. That's why he was definitely totally a different person in all. If you see his karma house too, exalted Venus is sitting there.
There are 4 planets. There are 4 planets.
4 planets. 9th house, Jupiter. Higher knowledge. It's like crazy. Like he has all the qualities of moon being in Jyeshtha in Scorpio, definitely research. Rahu in 8th house itself. And Mars, again, Rahu in 8th house. 8th house is again Kalpurush Kundali. If you take 8th house is Scorpio again. Mars is exalted. Mars again Karak of research and all, because Mars owns Scorpio. It is a natural 8th house again. And it is in 8th house. Jupiter, knowledge, higher knowledge and all, which is in 9th house. So strangely, Mars is owning 8th house. Mars is in 8th house here. Jupiter owns 9th house of the Kalpurush. Jupiter is in 9th house. Saturn owns Capricorn, 10th house. Saturn is in 10th house here. It's like,
interesting, very interesting.
Yeah. I think that this all interesting combinations made him an Okay. That was one. Now I was talking about this Mars and Saturn dance in Scorpio, which happened just in 2016. I will just say how First, it happened on 20th Feb 2016. Mars enters Scorpio. I just took my panchang and then I saw it is Mars enters Scorpio on 20th Feb 2016. From 18th April, like February to April, it was direct, and from 18th April, it started becoming retrograde. From 18th April to 20th June, it was retrograde. It becomes retrograde and it enters Libra in this period on 17th June. And again, on 12th July, because on 17th June, it enters Libra and it is going backward till 28th June. And on 20th June, almost it starts again moving forward. And after 12th July, it again enters Scorpio. You can see how the dance of Mars in the Scorpio. If you say Saturn, from 25th March to 12th August, Saturn was retrograde in Scorpio. And after 12th August, it became direct and it entered Sagittarius on 26th Jan. So most of the time, Mars was always in 2016, Mars was in Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay.
Now, when Mars was in Scorpio the entire 2016, what happened when, Saturn was in Scorpio entire 2016. Now, we will see what happened when Mars entered Scorpio and what are the events that took place. So, on August 20, I saw the degree when the Mars and Saturn were together. On August 24, 2016, it is said that both of the planets were in Scorpio 24 degree. Okay, then I said, okay, on to August 24th. So I thought, okay, what are the incidents that happened in August 2016, the month of August 2016? And I just put in Wikipedia, maybe in Google, and then trying to search. Then I came across this and this news, and the references are given here. Everyone can look into that. Chicago saw its bloodiest month in 2 decades this August after police recorded a staggering of 90 murders, 384 shootings, and 472 total shooting victims. So you can see the concept of killing, because Mars is blood again. Mars is bloodshed. Mars is blood. And Saturn is again, it's a Kal. It's a time. It's a death. Longevity, basically. That's what Saturn is like. If they say Saturn in 8,000, Saturn looks at something, the longevity is increased, they say. So, blood and longevity. So, both things, if you combine, then you can see the shooting and other concepts. So, it was like a bloodiest month. So many murders happening. And then this was from this site where I saw 869 mass shootings, casualties in the summer of 2016 from June to August. By comparison, then I said, okay, they compared this the summer of 2016. Now this is a nice data. By comparison, there were only 639, 531, and 511 mass shootings during the summers of 15, 14, and 13 respectively. So definitely during 2016, during this time of July, August, when Mars and Saturn were like together, it almost increased by almost we can say almost double, maybe, because 869 870 half is 435, so almost like we can little less than 2, but that was something interesting. And we know this 12 June 2016 we have Orlando nightclub shooting. It's all basically taken from you. I would like to see if there is something in other countries too, because this phenomenon should be global. You cannot say only US or something, but it should be global. This was one of the shooting which happened in some of the nightclub at Orlando on 12th June 2016. So these are some of there was series of things, like we would read in newspaper. There were series of things happening, bloodshed, mass shooting, this happened, that happened. And it was like, and immediately I was like, why this is happening? And I could click, I could sense that, oh, Mars and Saturn both in Jyeshtha. Antares. Again, Jyeshtha is what? Scorpio. Fights, fights, killing. All
that's what the base is about, isn't
base, it? Yeah. To attack, to defend, correct? To attack, to defend. That was the basis above and below. The attack was basis above, to defend was basis below. And the concept is fighting. And the Mars is nothing but the planet of fights, warrior, correct? Senapati, we call in Hindi. It's like fighting. Clearly, the concept. It was strange. I don't know. It was really strange to see this thing. It will be nice to see if next time, if See, the combination was such that Jyeshtha, first of all, the planet of fighting and all, Saturn coming there, and then Mars also coming there at the same time, which triggered all those events. Was one thing. Then not only that, then if you go to 6th December, and we know which happened, religious riots in India, and I still remember when I was like a young child, I have clear memories of Bombay riots and all. We have this Babri Masjid issue happening. On 6th December 92, 1545, this time was taken from the Astro Data Bank. What are the concepts? Now, what are the planets associated? Jyeshtha, Scorpio. You can see in Scorpio, we have Mercury, Sun, Rahu. And we see Jyeshtha, Sun is in Jyeshtha Pada 2, Rahu is in Jyeshtha Pada 4, very close to Gandanta. Not exactly Gandanta, but very close. So Sun and Rahu are both together.
Correct.
No, Ram Mandir issues and all was there.
Correct.
Sun again related to Ram. Yeah, Sun is Ram. Yeah. And again, surprisingly, you can see Mars and Saturn are opposite, both aspecting each other. Mars is aspecting Saturn, Saturn is aspecting Mars.
So you take, Aditya can take everything, right? You can also take conjunction of Mars and Saturn, aspects of Mars and Saturn on each other.
Yeah, conjunction and aspect both, yeah.
Correct.
So somewhere the Mars and Saturn is triggering, you know. Mars and Saturn trigger it. Now here there is Mars and Saturn has nothing to do with Jyeshtha here. But Jyeshtha we have Sun and Rahu there. But again, Mars and Saturn with Sun and Rahu in Jyeshtha, all this together would have triggered the events.
Correct.
There is something to see. So again, fights and all those things to see. Now after all these fights and all, let's see festivals. Let's come to good things. Now I check when the Sun transits Jyeshtha. Now it is said that Sun transits Jyeshtha on 3rd to 16th December every year. And what are the festivals? Datta Jayanti and Gita. Now it's surprising to me, like the Jyeshtha with associated with fights and all, the festivals are like, you know, totally opposite. That's what it teaches. Don't fight.
Correct.
That's not true to the goddess. See, they always say, I know many people will hate me if I say this, but India is like the most holy country. India is like, we have so many gods, we have so many things, and people, we always boast. I mean, I boast, every Indian boasts. It's not because we need it most. That's why we have it, I feel. Just to be for our own betterment, I'm saying that, think about that, we need it because nature will give what you need.
Correct.
So, if nature gives all this, if nature gives lots of gods, probably it wants you to learn a lesson from them.
Correct.
Like Ram, when Ram was born, we have this Ram was like Ek Patni Vrata, and you want to establish like Purushottam Ram.
Correct.
Purusho mein Uttam. Like Purush means person, male. It can be male or female because Purush is generally for male, but it may be like a normal human being. Uttam is the best man in the world is Purushottam Ram. Because that time the concept was like the society was degraded. I mean, 2-3 wives, and so he set an example. So all these persons come and set an example, like Krishna, Ram, whatever, because it's the need of the society at that time. So if we have given a lot of gods, it's the need for us. We need most. Who knows? That's why we are given. That's what I feel anyway. So the festivals coming during this time is because we are fighting. We are a concept of war is there. So this festival comes and says, and then Datta Jayanti or the Gita Jayanti says, this is not the true thing. Focus on this. So that's why we have that festivals. And what are those festivals? Yeah. Datta Jayanti is Dattatreya Jayanti, who wrote Avdut Gita, and of course it's like Ketu and Guru. It's like 8th and 9th. Now of course you must have seen this example even in my Mula video. And people will be confused, like, why is he talking the same festival in Mula as well as in Jyeshtha? Now, if you see the dates, of course, Hindu festivals goes back and forth. Jyeshtha is between 3rd and 16th. So remember those dates. So we have 24th December, 13th December in 2016. This festival was celebrated on 2nd December in 2017, which will be now. 21st December in 2018, 11th December in 2019, and 29th December in 2018. So you can see that dates oscillate between the entire 2nd December to the 29th December. So the entire December month goes.
Correct.
So that's why you can say sometimes this festival will come in Jyeshtha when the sun transits Jyeshtha, and sometimes the festival will come in, sometimes the sun transits Mula. So it can be anyone. And both the concepts fit basically. I explained this thing with Mula too. Again, because Jyeshtha is what? Because he wrote out the Gita. Gita, again, spirituality, hidden knowledge, research, philosophy, learning, all those things you can see from 8th house.
Aditya, just give me 1 second. I just want to put my power cord. I'm just using out on battery. 1 second.
Yeah, good. I will also put in between. I can also.
Yes, Aditya. I think we should.
Yeah. Then we come about Gita Jayanti. Gita Jayanti is also Mokshada Ekadashi. The Ekadashi, now this was full moon day, Dattatreya Jayanti. This is Ekadashi. Ekadashi is again 11th day. So it's just 4 days before Datta Jayanti.
Datta Jayanti.
Yeah. So if it is 4 or 3 days, it can be 3 to 4 days before. 24 December 13 2nd. It will be 24 13 2nd means it becomes 21st 9th 29th. 9 December 2016. So it's 13. So 9 plus 4 13. Now if you add 29 November, 29 plus 3 is what? The 32, which is 2nd December, 2nd or 3rd December. So it's 3-4 days. You can see the dates here. So it's just 4 days or 3 days before Datta Jayanti. Again, Gita Jayanti, Moksha Ekadashi. Again, it's like the knowledge of Gita, the knowledge of self, given exactly. Again, now if you see this Moksha Ekadashi, it will fall from the end of November. It may go till 29 November to 25th December. So around that range. It can go. Again, falling between when the sun transits. Because 3rd to 16th December, sun transits Jyeshtha. The secret ultimate knowledge. So these festivals, if you see, it's so anti to the concept of war, fighting and all. And I feel it's really amazing to see this. These festivals coming exactly at that time. So those are the festivals. So that's what it says, that during this festival, think about the higher self, learn about the higher knowledge, and get the light of higher knowledge by yourself by reading the scriptures. Not be Gita, any scriptures, Bible or whatever you want. You can go ahead. So finally, the keywords of this nakshatra I will put as Antares is like a giant, huge, powerful, strong, red color. So all these words can be associated with Jyeshtha. Indra is the lord of deity. So it can be like Indra is the king. So he has to fight, protector, royal. Maybe Indra we know false pride. Again, he says elders. So he has to take responsibility, elderly qualities. So all those again qualities. These are the keywords again from just by knowing the deity of Indra. Mars and Mercury energy is very prominent, having support of Jupiter and Saturn. So that gives courageous, ambitious, logical reasoning, scientific endeavor. Police, military. These people, Jyeshtha people, can be associated with police and military because it's like again we saw how the Mars energies were really prominent. So again, police and military, maybe the occupations you can again connect it with Jyeshtha. The qualities of Mrigashira are opposite to Jyeshtha. So whatever, if you know Mrigashira, maybe a reverse quality, then you can get a sense of what Jyeshtha Nakshatra qualities will be. Body parts on neck, right trunk and tongue. Tongue again red color, you can associate. And then hidden secret knowledge, 8th house Karak. So of course with fights and all, but learn about higher knowledge, higher self and all. So those are few keywords. I think that's all I have for Jyeshtha.
Fantastic, Aditya. I think this is one of those sessions that where you've taken us in a stepwise manner each of those concepts, including what I liked the best was not only the astronomical part of it, but he also touched upon the beauty of the system. Of the nakshatra in terms of even the festivals which are celebrated, and it's very interesting to see that most of the themes which the festivals give you, they kind of are counter
Counter.
to, yeah, to what the real theme of the nakshatra is.
Correct.
So it's a beautiful. I'm really grateful that you came, and what I liked also is also knowing about in depth about the astronomical part, because many of us, we always thought that Jyeshtha would be going up the entire Scorpio.
Yeah, yeah.
As the last part is actually Mula.
Correct. Last part is Mula. Exactly. Yes.
The tail of the. Yeah, and there is
So
one.
that's why the poison is. That's why the poison of the Scorpio is. Exactly.
And surprisingly, that the tail of the Scorpion is associated even with the Mula Trikona of Jupiter.
Ah, yes. Yes.
So Mula Trikona of Jupiter.
Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking why it could be like Jupiter, Moon Trico. Yeah, I know it falls in Sagittarius, but why that energy would be given to Jupiter? Mula again, center, correct? The knowledge center.
Yeah, the center of the knowledge. And also one of the symbols associated with the Mula is also the tail of a lion.
Tail of a lion. Yes. That's true.
Wow.
Correct.
So this is.
Yes.
There's so many different themes that you have expressed. We've discussed. I think this was fantastic. I think now that we have completed the Tikshna.
All the Tikshnas. Yeah.
So you have to now think about what is the next. Do you want to target the Ugra Nakshatras next?
Maybe, yeah. Ugra will be fine. I'm attacking from the opposite side. You see, I'm going from. Yeah, maybe now Ugra will be the next one. Yeah, Tikshna and Ugra. Yeah, so maybe
Tikshna has always been sharp and fierce. So maybe now you have to see if you want to take the Ugra Nakshatras.
So if you say Ugra and Tikshna, what difference? How does that difference it makes, and what are the?
Yeah. See, in my interpretation, your Tikshna is like the sting of a scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
A sting of a scorpion is not only it is not only painful; it is burning. The pain is burning.
Yep. Okay.
Because the poison goes in, and that's why you see most of the poison is wherever most of the poison accumulates in the zodiac. They've all been called as Tikshna. For example, you talk about Ashlesha. Ashlesha again, the poison of your karmas from your past life all congregate, and that's how you see the difference between Ugra. Ugra means fierce. Okay, it can be severe, but here when you say Tikshna, it has got this mixed thing of sharp and like the sting of a scorpion.
I think it's one level ahead of Ugra.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one level ahead of Ugra. That's what I believe. And strangely, this becomes a very important Gandanta, Jyeshtha.
Yeah.
Because both, you can see two consecutive Tikshna Nakshatras.
Yep. Yeah.
Unlike, you have Ardra, and then after Ardra you have Pushya, and then
no. Oh yeah.
Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, then you have Ashlesha.
Correct.
So
yeah.
they're spaced out. But here you see the energies are, there is no
flowing into one another.
One another. That's why this nakshatra, this Gandanta is also called as Abhukta Mula. Abhukta Mula means something which was not consumed.
Oh, okay.
What was left behind. It's as though in some lifetime you were served some food and you had left some food. So that leftover food you have to come and eat now.
Okay. Abhukta. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So anyway, so Aditya, I think we've had a long gap before we did this interview. I'm hoping that you'll come back again and teach us another nakshatra. Whatever
Sure.
that the choice, I leave it to you. But definitely, we want to see you back again, teaching us more about astronomy, rituals, and the
Definitely.
themes of nakshatras. So, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Dr. Pai, for
Yeah.
giving an opportunity to come and talk to on your channel. So thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thanks. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.